Welcome to another episode of Under the Strap. I'm your host, John Rathouz. In this episode, we've got Mark Carens on the pod, caddy for JJ Spaun. Mark's been caddying on the PGA Tour for 3 decades with quite a few highlights, including winning the 2017 Players Championship with Siwoo Kim and almost taking down the 2010 PGA with Bubba Watson while he filled in for his buddy Ted Scott. There's not many guys better than Mark to hang out with while you're waiting on your pros, but he's most fun out on the golf course, having a few beers, where he shows off my favorite swing in all of golf. You got to see it to believe it. He's been sneaking on country clubs in his hometown of Boston since he was a kid, including the Country Club, host of this year's U.S. Open. So look for him there and enjoy our conversation. This Under the Strap podcast is presented by Therabody. If your muscles are sore or tight, help them relax with the Therabody Theragun. The #1 massaging tool on the market and incredibly easy to use, the Theragun is designed to help you play longer and get more out of your body. So do what caddies and players on tour do and treat your muscles. Go to therabody.com/caddy, CADDIE, to get your Theragun today, starting at just $199. Now it's time for another episode of Under the Strap. There he is. What's up, my man? Mark Carens here, caddy for JJ Spaun, one of my favorite caddies on tour to BS with, one of my favorite swings in golf as well, and also the host of the great show Tips from the Top. You can follow him on his Instagram, Twitter. He's also cashed the biggest check that a caddy can cash in professional golf. My man, Mark Carens. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's kind of fun setup here. You're at Bay Hill. You guys made the cut this weekend. You're heading into the weekend. How's things going with your man JJ Spaun?
It's great. We have a lot of fun, and he's playing really well, so that obviously makes it funner. But yeah, we get along good. He's, great player, so I'm very lucky.
What we got you before the round here. I know you don't normally do podcasts before your round, but what's your typical pre-round routine?
Yeah. I like to go to the gym in the morning just to wake up and, just get my body ready to go carry that big heavy bag. So it just clears my mind, I think. So, and I'm so fat that I need to work out anyway. So
if you're fat, then I'm obese. So I want to dive into a little bit of the golf stuff. I was reading online about you, doing my research.
I'm gonna go inside.
You're good.
Right,
so I was doing my research on you, Carens, and
Jeez,
sound like you
scary.
You did like around 12 or 13. You started playing a little golf, but I was really interested. You went on a trip to Ireland with your dad when you were 16. What do you remember about that? What do you remember about that?
Oh,
trip?
It was the greatest trip ever. That was the first time that I broke 80. I think I shot 78 at Ballybunion. And my dad is a golf fanatic, so we played all the best courses in Ireland, and it was the best trip ever. We played 36 a day, and he had to drive on the left side of the road with the left, back then with the the manual shift, and it was awesome. So I think I was 16, and he let me drink beer and stuff. So
there you go.
So it was great.
That sounds like a great trip. I've been over there. It's the other side of the road's challenging, but what a cool place.
It was so much fun. That's one of my favorite places, Ireland. And then the next year we went over to Scotland and did the same thing. He just set us up at all the, where they have the British Opens and all the best courses. It was really fun.
That's really cool. So then you've caddied over in some Open Championships, I'm sure.
What's that?
So you've caddied in some Open Championships, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've done 3, and then I did a British a ladies British Open too at Turnberry. But so they're all fun. I love going over there.
You came back from your trip, and then the next year you won the club championship at the course you belonged at. That's pretty crazy. I mean, you went from shooting in the 80s, 90s, and then all of a sudden you won the club champ. You got pretty good pretty quick.
Yeah, I just I don't know what happened. I just put all my energy into playing golf, and that's basically all I did was just go play. Back then, the courses weren't very crowded. I was fortunate to play at a really nice course, and so I just would play all the time. Sometimes skip school, which don't tell my kids that, but yeah, it was I you know I it was fun. That was a fun time.
So then you turned pro out of high school. I saw in here winner of the Boston Open in '93 and in '95.
Man, that's a long time ago. Yeah, no, that was fun. I played. Yeah, I turned pro right after high school. Not to my dad's liking, but and then I just played mini tours and just whatever I could. I went to Florida and they had like this Space Coast tour, like, and it's kind of funny because I played with some of the guys, like, well, they're not on tour anymore, but like when I started caddying, I saw them and stuff. So it was fun. It was a fun time.
Who were some of those names
Long
though? I
time
was
ago,
curious
but
about that. Who were some of those names
well,
though?
Damon Green, like,
Yeah.
he was out there with me. There was Brian. Just they're so old now that I don't even want to say their names.
I like the Damon Green reference.
But it was fun.
So you're a Boston guy then. Have you ever played the country club where they're having the U.S. Open this summer?
Yeah, I used to sneak out there all the time, and because our course is around there, and I lived near there, so like back in that, we used to just walk out to the first tee, and they're like someone surely not dumb enough to just walk out to the first tee and go tee it up, but that's what we did. So
I always felt
now,
like. Yeah, I always felt like there's no more pressure playing golf than when you sneak on a golf course.
And it was fun because there's so many good courses in Massachusetts. Like, we just would be like, oh, where do you want to play today? And we'd just drive over there. And obviously you can't do it now, but that was fun.
So then what do you think? I mean, obviously you're hoping JJ qualifies for that U.S. Open this summer. That'd be fantastic to be a caddying out there. What are the guys going to be like encountering out there? Like, give us just a little early U.S. Open preview. I remember watching it from the Ryder Cup, but I don't know anything about it other than that.
It's just really good course. There's 14 holes on the main course, and then they take 4 off they have another 9-hole course. And those 4 holes are like, 460. I don't know what they are now, but they were like, it's just really tough. The greens are so fast, and, I'm sure the rough's going to be long, and it's just a great course, and it's the atmosphere, and, of course, Boston fans. I mean, geez, how much better could that be?
I know. You guys are crazy. Boston sports fans. And you like all the squads. How much would you pay to caddy for Tom Brady?
How much would I pay Tom Brady?
How much would you pay to caddy for Tom Brady?
Sorry, you're breaking up. What did you say?
I said, how much would you pay to caddy for Tom Brady?
That would be fun. But so the first year we were playing at Pebble Beach, and so I was caddying for James Driscoll, who's from Boston also. And so I went and got balls, and then I came back and, I put the balls down, and then Tom Brady was playing there. So James went to school with the guy that was caddying for Tom Brady, and it was like his assistant or something. So I put the balls down, and then I look up, and it's Tom Brady. And so I took out my phone, and I just gave it to his James's friend, and then he, Tom Brady came over, put his arm around me. Then the guy took a picture, and then I just took it out of his hand, and then turned around and started looking to make sure that he got a good picture. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, and I was like, I didn't just do that. And then I look up, and James you did, you love Tom, saying all these things. And then I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't just do that. And then Tom Brady comes over and hugging me, and I'm like, get off me, man! So it's pretty funny.
That's
so
funny.
I actually did that. So when people freak out about people celebrities or something, I guess
that's
I
one
did
of them.
So I can never.
Yeah,
complain.
that's one. I wouldn't blame you on that one. So, all right, I'll flip the thing on for a second. If you had to go play a scramble with 3 other caddies on tour, and you guys are going to go try to clean up, you get play a scramble, 3 other caddies on tour, who are you going to take on your team?
I would take Paul Tesori. I would take Damon just because he's a he's a he's good, and then I would take uh, Caddie. Let's see, who likes to drink beer? No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's maybe could be a prerequisite. Gino would be fun to have out there.
Gino would be fun. Yeah, he's always fun, and he'll have a couple beers with me out there.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
He's a good player.
That would
There
be.
you go. That's a good squad.
Yeah, and he's good too. Yeah, he
All
always
right,
takes
so
my money.
let's talk about your golf swing for a little bit. I mean, I kind of foreshadowed it a little bit earlier. I mean, Dave Faraday once described Jim Furyk's swing of like as an octopus falling out of a tree, and I feel like yours is like when the octopus hits the ground. You've got this unbelievable fall through, great action going back through impact, and then at impact everything goes crazy. How would you describe your golf swing?
Yippee. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's just like I don't know. But I just try to have fun out there, and then I just see a nice high draw, 300 yards down the middle, and then I get up and then I hit my shot that's low peeler that goes like 220, and so I don't know what happens. It just, I mean, it's not. I don't know. I can't describe it.
Well, I've got it linked up on my Instagram, so people have to check it out. But you've got great. Do you know? Cool. You remember Ho Sung Choi?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. I mean, Ho Sung Choi and you kind of have some things in common. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure.
My favorite.
Way better, so, but.
Well, yeah, but he's a professional. But he's got some antics happening after impact. I like the putter drop at impact is my favorite.
Yeah, we did this Caddie tournament yesterday, so it was pretty fun, and I didn't know what I was going to do, so, but it was fun.
So then, how'd you finally get into caddying, Mark? I mean, you were playing, and then finally it was like, hey, you weren't playing anymore, and you're like, I'm going to start caddying.
So I was playing, and I had got married, and then we were getting divorced because it was very quick, my first marriage, and so I was getting divorced, and then so I was like, and I still wanted to play, so one of my friend's brother played on the or the Nationwide tour back then, and he asked me to caddy for him, so I was like, yeah, sure, then I can learn something, and back then he drove everywhere, so I just drove with him and stayed with him, and he paid for everything, and I was like, and he's played like the first event, he came in like 15th, and then the second event he came in second, and then he was like, and I was just going to do a couple, but that put him, I think there was 10 guys that get their card that year, and then so that put him in the top 10. He's like, why don't you just keep caddying? And I was like, okay, that's
how it started. A quick break here at the turn to tell you more about the Therabody Theragun. I got mine last summer. It's part of my daily routine, and my body has never felt better. I use it before and after caddying, playing golf, working out, or even relief from being hunched over chasing our 1-year-old. It's so easy to use that I like to use mine while I'm watching TV. And like a lot of you, I'm traveling again soon, so I've got the Theragun Mini ready to go. Pumped about that. It's a space saver in your luggage, and the most popular one with caddies on tour, so I can't recommend it enough. All right, let's get back to the podcast. The 2010 PGA Championship. You got the call from Ted Scott from the bullpen, and you're caddying for Bubba Watson, and you guys almost won the damn thing.
Yeah, that was fun. He was having a baby, and me and Ted used to play golf like all the time with Bubba, and he was just like, you want to come caddy for the week? And I was like, sure. So it was pretty cool. That was obviously, a major championship, so it was like and I had that was awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, those first weeks sometimes they can go really well, especially like a fill-in week like that. You're like nothing to lose, and you know Bubba a little
Yeah,
bit, and
dude. Yeah.
I mean, you guys almost took the thing down. So then, how'd you finally get on Siwoo's back?
Um, I actually caddied for him one time, like when he first. Well, actually, because he was like the youngest to ever get his card, and then but he didn't get into any tournaments. So I was in Florida, and I caddied for him in a Monday qualifier, and then the next week was Puerto Rico. So I went to Puerto Rico with him, and he didn't make the cut, and then but then he didn't have any status. So then I just like got a. So that was like, and then the next like when he did finally get his card, then his agent just called me. 2016 was like his rookie year, so yeah, so
You guys,
it
you
just
guys broke through with a win though. There, finally, there. I know for you, it was a long wait, and you had a lot of close calls, and then at the Wyndham there in 2016, you finally snagged a flag.
yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, winning is so hard out here that it's for Caddie or for anybody. So that first one was awesome. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then you guys followed it up. I mean, not too much longer. Let's talk. I mean, it's Players Championship week coming up next week, this week when it drops. I mean, what you guys won out there 2017, I guess, just generally speaking, what in your opinion does it take to win out there mentally and physically?
I mean, it's just a position golf course. So obviously you just, fairways and greens. Like I think he was strokes gained number one in that category when he won. So I think he was going into Sunday. But so, just fairways and greens and, obviously put the ball in the correct spot. If you short side yourself, you're like, so you can play it, but then, or if you're out of position, then just take your medicine because, if the greens are firm and the fairways usually run out, like, you can. I remember on 11, he hit an 8 iron into it, the par five, just because it was so firm. And so if it gets like that, then, it's just position.
Yeah. When you guys won, you told me one. I mean, you guys were playing really well coming into it. Siwoo was, and then on that Friday, you told me something before. On that Friday, you guys were playing the last hole, and you said something to him. Is that right?
On Sunday, we were just playing the back nine by ourselves, and so I hit a shot in 17, and he was filming me, and he was like commentating, and so then whatever. So then we walked to 18, and so then I'm filming him, and he doesn't know it, and then so he's got a 3-wood and it's down right to left, and I'm like, all right, Siwoo Kim, one shot lead, 18th hole, and then he turns around and he goes, no, 2 shots, and then I was like, we're laughing, and then he gets up and he stripes it like right down the middle, perfect shot, and then in the tournament, come Sunday, he does have a 2-shot lead, and he hits the exact same shot that he hit before, so it was pretty.
That's awesome. And those are things like as caddies, like people don't really get that. We just kind of plant little nuggets here and there, but to see that like come to be true is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was obviously that was.
So you go ahead.
No, but that course, like he hit a perfect shot on 18, and then so Ian Poulter was in the trees or whatever, and we had a 2-shot lead over him, and he's like, I didn't know he took a drop in the camp. People like the camera guys didn't know. So, and then all of a sudden it looked like the crowd, it looked like he hold his next shot for birdie. So then I was like, oh, but then I saw him tap in. I mean, and he took a drop. So then we had a 3-shot lead. But while I was sitting there, I'm just like, Steve's got an 8 iron in, and it's like, all right, we're just going obviously to the right, right side of the green. But I'm looking over at the water, and he's like 5 paces from the water. You know what I mean? Like, and he had a perfect shot. So I was just like, oh, God, so you just have to, like, hit the shot and, so it's just a course that you can score at. But any bad shot is going to cost you.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of trouble out there. And you said that in your comments at the time that he played better as the week went on, like as he got the lead, like he played better and better. I guess when you look back on being in those situations, then and now, where your players in the lead are playing really well, I guess what have you learned from that, over the years?
You know, you never know when it's going to come. Like you could shoot 2 over on the front, and you don't know. Like you just have to stay positive, and because you don't know if you're going to shoot 2 under on the back or 3 under or whatever, but don't beat yourself. It's okay to chip out and hit it to 10 feet, and worst you make is a bogey. Like that's
right.
So that's what I've taken out.
What's the best shot you've ever hit on 17 in the caddy competition?
Probably like 15 feet or whatever. I like never missed the green like the first 7 times I've played it or whatever, and then my player didn't play, and I like went and used Tony Finau's club, and it was like and I hit like this worst shot ever, and then like the next year I hit like a line drive that I think it one hop off the back of the green and then like went into the stand. Like it would have killed somebody if somebody. Tony Finau's club, I didn't want to like throw it in. I didn't even want to hit it because I thought I was gonna like throw it in the lake or something. So
yeah, exactly. I've done what you did there too. My first time around, I shanked it into the flower bed, and then the next time I was there, I had like a 2-minute pre-shot routine and put it in the middle of the green.
That's awesome. No, that's. I mean, it's fun. That's fun, and who cares? You just gotta have fun with it.
Right.
You get lucky. But.
Right. So you had a funny thing on 16 there one time. We were caddying for Jay Bird. Can you remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
When there's a turtle on the green on 16.
So he Jay Bird was about to hit, and there was a turtle, and it just stopped like right next to the pin. So I just ran up to go get it, and it was big, and so I just picked it up, and I just didn't want him to go to the bathroom on me. So I like picked him up, and then I chucked him into the lake. No, just kidding. I dropped him but so I was holding him away from me because obviously I didn't want him to bite me either. But so then they did like this show on it, and it's a snapping turtle. So his head could have actually just bit off one of my fingers anyway. I saw his head can go way back there. So if I knew that, I don't know if I would have done it. I probably would just took like a rake and whack. Now, just kidding. I don't know.
Right.
But
we gotta get
that
some
was a funny story.
That is a funny story. All right, so you host some last questions. You host Tips from the Top, which is a great segment. If you had to give a tip to a rookie caddy on tour, what would you say?
To a rookie on tour?
Rookie caddy guy. Maybe he's caddy on the Korn Ferry Tour, but his first year on the PGA Tour caddying full time.
A rookie caddy. I would just tell him, this is a fun job. So you want to enjoy it, work hard, and just take treat every day like it's your last job, because you never know, there's very few caddies that have been fired. So if you're a rookie caddy, just, treat every day that it's your last one, because, and that means you're going to work as hard as you can to just do everything that you can to help your player. It's about, so that would be my advice.
All right, let's do some rapid fire here to wrap it up then. So what's your favorite course to caddy on?
My favorite what?
Course to caddy.
Oh. I've only caddied there once, but Augusta, that was really cool. So hopefully we're back this year.
For sure.
But, TPC is fun just because you have to, the strategy and stuff. That would be fun. And what happened, so.
It's a good place. Yeah, hell yeah, you like that place. So how about what's your favorite city to visit on tour?
I'd have to say Boston, but they don't have a tournament there, so does that count?
the playoffs come every once in a while. Yeah,
and
for sure.
US Open this year.
This year, U.S. Open. We talked about it. Okay. What's the best golf course you've ever played?
That I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Pebble Beach just because it's so beautiful. So I would say that was you can't have a bad day no matter what you shoot there. So it's just beautiful.
What about a course in your neck of the woods up there in the Northeast that you've always wanted to play but you haven't been able to?
In the Northeast?
Yeah.
I've kind of played because my dad, he would take me to all the good courses. So I kind of, and like I said, you sneak out on all the good ones. But so, I mean, I think there isn't one that I
have you played Pine Valley?
Haven't played yet. Oh, that in the Northeast? No, I've never. So yes, that would be
Pine
I
Valley.
would say, yeah, for sure.
All right.
I heard that's awesome. Have you played it?
No, I had a buddy that played
Have
it
you
this
played
last year, though. No, I haven't, but a buddy of mine played it this past year. He said the caddies were really good too.
Yeah,
let's get a tee time. Yeah, let's get a tee time at Pine Valley.
Let's do it.
All right, so here I'm gonna give you Tin Cup, Happy Gilmore, Caddyshack, or because you're from Boston, the Legend of Bagger Vance, starring Matt Damon.
I would say Caddyshack just because I've seen it so many times, and that's like it's so old like me, so it's I'd have to go Caddyshack.
All right. 3 more. What's a thing that you have yet to achieve in your caddy career that you'd most want to?
Win a major.
All right.
Or not, have help my player to win a major.
Help JJ Spawn win the U.S. Open at the Country Club.
Exactly. And the Ryder Cup.
The Ryder Cup's a good one too, yeah. All right. Player you've been grouped with over the years that has impressed you the most?
Yeah, thanks. Can I say JJ?
Yeah, JJ Spawn.
Just kidding. No, but it is the way he hits the ball is like it's so fun to caddy for him. I mean, he's so consistent, and it's that impresses me the most. So.
All right.
I'm going with JJ.
Your man, the one that's writing you the checks right now. All right, last question.
Exactly.
You've got you're playing now. It's the final round of the U.S. Open. You've got a 1-shot lead. I've been caddying for you all week long, and I break my ankle the night before. So you need a caddy for the final round of the U.S. Open to win. Who are you going to call?
Ooh, I would call. That's a good question. Does it have to be like a PGA Tour caddy? Or
No. Somebody to get you across the finish line.
And I'm leading?
Yeah, you're leading by 1, but you need him for the whole day. I've gotten you as far as I could.
Why do you got to break your leg, man?
I'm clumsy.
I would say my dad.
All right, your dad could get you through.
Because I couldn't feel your shoes, with anybody else. So I mean, I'll just take my dad, and he would have the time of his life.
You'd be fine. All right, man. Hey, dude, thanks for cutting it up with me for 30 minutes. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
All right, cheers.
Just a reminder that this Under the Strap podcast is presented by the Therabody Theragun. We'll be back soon with another podcast, so please subscribe. And in the meantime, make sure to follow the Caddie Network on all your social media channels. I'm host John Rathouz. Thank you for listening.